The second episode of Outrageous delivers a captivating exploration of the Mitford sisters' increasingly divergent paths as they navigate love, politics, and family expectations in the tumultuous 1930s. Titled Girl on the Rebound, the episode opens with the aftermath of Diana's scandalous divorce from Brian Guinness that has sent shockwaves through British high society. As Nancy's narration reveals, Diana's decision to leave her wealthy husband for fascist leader Oswald Mosley has been like a bomb going off in the family, with their father taking it as a body blow that one of his daughters should be seen as a Scarlet Woman. The episode immediately establishes the oppressive atmosphere at the Mitford family home during Christmas, where Favre issues a chilling decree regarding Diana. You will not give her any presents, you will not visit her, see her, speak to her or write to her. Is that understood? His rigid stance reflects the era's uncompromising views on divorce, as he thunders that marriage vows are till death do us part, a vow you take before God. This deep familial rift sets the tone for an episode exploring how each sister responds to societal expectations, with some rebelling against them and others reluctantly conforming. While Diana has been ostracized for following her heart, her younger sister Unity is developing political views that will ultimately prove far more controversial. During the Christmas dinner, Unity defends fascism, citing how it has restored Italy to greatness, and suggesting the same could happen in Germany and Britain. When silenced by her father, she challenges him. Am I not allowed to express an opinion then? Favre's patronizing response that she may offer opinions only after fighting in trenches or debating in the House of Lords, things women weren't permitted to do, underscores the patriarchal constraints that will fuel Unity's radical rebellion. Meanwhile, Nancy's love life takes a dramatic turn when she learns that Hamish Erskine, who had left for America, has returned to London. Her friend Tom delivers a bombshell warning. I'm pretty certain that deep down, Hamish prefers men. Nancy vehemently denies this possibility despite Tom claiming to have been in bed with him during their time at Eton. This conversation brilliantly highlights both the period's rigid attitudes about sexuality and Nancy's willingness to ignore obvious truths when inconvenient to her romantic narrative. Nancy's bubble is soon burst when Hamish visits to announce his engagement to Kit Dunn. Her heartbreak is palpable as she exclaims, "But she's so stupid!" and reminds him that he claimed she was the only woman in the world you could marry. Hamish's awkward departure leaves Nancy devastated, marking another moment when her carefully constructed expectations collapse against reality. That evening, Nancy and Diana share tender sisterly solidarity as two old maids, Diana freshly divorced and Nancy newly heartbroken, as they joke about becoming crotchety old ladies, dressed in black with alarming teeth. The episode takes a significant turn when Unity, frustrated by her father's dismissal of her political opinions, joins the British Union of Fascists. In a telling scene, she confidently introduces herself as Unity Valkyrie Mitford to the group's representatives, her unusual middle name foreshadowing her eventual obsession with Nazi Germany. Unity's political awakening represents her attempt to find purpose and identity beyond the limited role prescribed for aristocratic daughters of the era. Diana, meanwhile, finds herself in romantic limbo after Mosley's wife Cynthia unexpectedly dies from peritonitis. Rather than this tragedy creating a path for their relationship, Diana discovers that Mosley has been fenced in by his late wife's sisters and hasn't contacted her for days. When newspapers juxtapose stories of Cynthia's death with Diana's photo, the public perception is clear. Diana is being blamed, becoming, as her sister puts it, hated. This social ostracism creates a powerful parallel between Diana's personal choices and the broader social upheavals brewing in Europe. In a storyline that will define the rest of the series, Nancy meets the charming but erratic Peter Rodd at a nightclub. Their whirlwind connection leads to his impromptu proposal within minutes of meeting. "You and I would be a great match. What do you say? We could be married by Christmas." Despite the absurdity of this proposition, Nancy, still reeling from Hamish's rejection, eventually accepts. Their courtship unfolds in a series of tender but slightly off-kilter scenes, suggesting that Nancy is indeed the girl on the rebound, referenced in the episode's title. A pivotal sequence follows Diana and Unity as they travel to Germany to witness Hitler's Nazi movement firsthand. At the Nuremberg rally, Unity becomes entranced by Hitler's oratory powers, describing the experience as floating in an ocean of love, and calling it, without doubt, the best moment of my life so far. Nancy is alarmed by Unity's transformation, noting she sounds like a cult member, while the youngest sister, Deborah, is kept away from what Nancy calls infection. The episode brilliantly portrays Unity's radicalization not merely as political conversion but as a profound emotional experience, a teenager finding purpose and belonging in a movement that would ultimately lead to global catastrophe. As Nancy prepares for her wedding to Peter, cracks appear in their hastily formed relationship. The night before their wedding, Peter arrives drunk to announce he has quit his job, declaring, "I will not be ordered about by idiots." When Nancy expresses concern about paying rent, he callously suggests they fuck the rent, and, in a cruel revelation, admits she was the third damn woman I proposed to that week. This devastating confession on the eve of their wedding exemplifies the emotional carelessness that will plague their marriage. Despite these warning signs, Nancy proceeds with the wedding, supported by her family who are eager for some positive news after Diana's scandal. In a touching pre-ceremony scene with her father, Nancy nearly backs out when he gently asks, "Do you like him?" and assures her they can turn around and go right back if she has doubts. Nancy's decision to continue with the marriage despite these reservations reveals both her desperation to conform to societal expectations and her fear of ending up alone. The episode's most chilling plot thread involves Diana's reunion with Mosley after his return from France. Initially cold toward him for abandoning her during his grief, Diana walks away when he reveals he spent time with his late wife's sister. However, Mosley pursues her at the train station, declaring, "I love you. And only you." Their reconciliation foreshadows their eventual marriage and their shared descent into political extremism that will alienate them from British society. While Nancy resigns herself to conventional marriage, Unity's transformation becomes increasingly alarming. In a private conversation with Jessica, nicknamed Decca, Unity declares that her experience at the Nazi rally showed her my destiny. Drawing an unsettling parallel, she states, "For years I have been downtrodden in this family, like Germany has been by Europe. But it no longer signifies. Germany has risen, and soon, I too shall rise." This ominous statement, delivered with religious fervor, signals Unity's complete ideological conversion and hints at the dangerous path ahead. The episode concludes with Nancy's wedding, which she narrates with characteristic dry wit. "Amazing what a girl will do on the rebound, isn't it?" This sardonic observation encapsulates the central tragedy of Nancy's storyline, her willingness to settle for a loveless marriage rather than face the era's cruel judgment of unmarried women. As she walks down the aisle, Nancy reflects that the family celebration would be our last hurrah for years to come, a poignant foreshadowing of the divisions that will tear the Mitford family apart as Europe marches toward war. Girl on the Rebound brilliantly contrasts the sisters' different responses to societal constraints, Diana defying convention for passion, Unity seeking purpose in extremist politics, and Nancy reluctantly conforming to expectations despite her misgivings. The episode's genius lies in showing how these personal choices reflect and anticipate the broader societal forces that would soon engulf Europe. As the sisters choose their diverging paths, the episode leaves viewers with the chilling sense that their seemingly personal decisions will soon collide with the most catastrophic historical events of the 20th century.